What's going on, guys? It's Weather with Jonathan here, and I'm back with another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the potential for a massive severe weather outbreak in the South and the Deep South and much of the South, the potential for a polar vortex to break loose, and the potential for a severe weather pattern to start up and a cold weather pattern to start up and for much of the U.S. I'm going to be going over all this in your forecast. So starting off with what's happening around the U.S., we have quite a lot of red flag warnings, some down here in southwestern Kansas, and then those red flag warnings for northern Kansas and central eastern Nebraska. Then the entire state of New Jersey is under red flag warnings for dry weather, actually, believe it or not. And just after we had all that lake effect snow in the lakes. Then we have a couple little winter weather advisories in South Dakota and one little in New York. And then we have those winter storm warnings, winter weather advisories, and winter storm watches in the Sierras and the mountains, and those high wind warnings for southern and southwestern California. Now, speaking of California, let's start talking about our rainfall. This is through Tuesday, April 4th. You can see we're going to be getting quite a lot of rain for much of the California area, and actually it's through much of the Pacific Northwest. And you can see that's quite a lot of rain. And the atmospheric river, yes, is going to die down, but it's still going to be producing a lot of rain. And some of that rainfall is going to start shifting up north. And actually, you guys are getting some pretty heavy rain today. So that's our atmospheric river. Now, if you guys want to see a loop of like the atmospheric river, I can try to like do a little loop, but I don't know if I can. So this is what it's looking like today. You can see we have those heavy snow showers and heavy bands of snow moving through much of the Sierras and much of the mountaintops and the higher elevations. You guys already have like 40 feet of snow on the ground. So houses are completely buried, and you guys are just not going to get a break. You guys have one of the largest snowpacks on Earth in the Sierras. So you can see that rain is going to start shifting more to the north because of that low pressure system. But then this is a big system that comes in on Tuesday, March 21st. You can see that's going to cause some real heavy snowfall in the Sierras. And this is a 988 millibar low pressure system. So this is really going to be strong. And what's making this so strong is that we have a lot of moisture wrapping up into it, especially from the Pacific. And the crazy part is that not only do we have one low just sitting off the coast of California that's bringing all of this, but we have a low pressure system all the way in actually western Nevada. So those are going to practically collide, and that's why the storm is going to be so significant. And we could be looking at snowfall totals from this upwards of 7 feet of snow. So we're going to see a lot of snow and some very heavy rainfall too. And this is going to move off to the east. You could expect some rain showers in the Pacific Northwest to linger around. But then watch this system, okay? This system is going to bring in a lot of cold air and actually cause maybe even some snow in Portland, Oregon, Salem, and Eugene. You guys could actually get a little bit of snow from this. We're not talking about snowfall, really. Only if I would say we had snow, I would be predicting only about a half an inch to an inch. But in the mountaintops, you guys will be getting a lot more snow. So you guys are just going to keep getting hammered by rain in the Pacific Northwest and much of the West Coast. And that storm that was causing just all of that snow in the Pacific Northwest is actually going to move off past the Rockies and cause some very heavy snow fall across Nebraska. And this could be a major storm and a historic storm, but there's a lot of uncertainty. So we do not know exactly what is going to happen with this, and this could be this could either get worse or it could get better. So there's a lot of uncertainty about this storm. I think we can talk about that in this video. So then we have this real big system with some really heavy rain fall starting about, again, Monday, about 27th of March. Going to be raining real heavy, especially for places like Portland, Oregon, and Salem, and Seattle, and Olympic, in Eugene, Oregon, and anywhere in Washington. The snow, yes, will reach to the Sierras. It won't be as heavy, but it'll be pretty heavy. And then on April 1st, listen, this is probably going to be Fantasyland, but it's showing a major flooding event for California, major atmospheric river. And if this actually happens, you guys could have 3 rounds of storms from that. So it's going to just get really active. Also, if you guys have made it this far in the video, I just want to tell you something. I might actually do a hypothetical Atlantic hurricane season video for what it was a prediction for 2022. So yeah, and also thank you for watching this video. So now let's take a look at our severe weather. So you can see we have that cold blast, but then watch this. If you guys can see the dew points, which I know you can because it's on my screen, but it's being really annoying. Okay, so now if you guys can see that, you guys can probably see that that is actually some pretty rich moisture, and that if you guys had watched my video yesterday and made it as far as a severe weather part, you wouldn't know that the dew points were actually reaching only to about here. Now they're reaching farther west, which means we're going to have some prefrontal boundary supercells that could pop up. Now it does not mean that this is likely, but it could end up happening within this circle. So if I pull this out to about 95 hours out, you can see that moisture is going to get very rich and cause some supercells. Our main threat for this is damaging winds and some large hail. Now, we're not talking too much about a high-end tornado threat. We're talking about more of a low-end tornado threat because of how much wind shear we have. But we do actually have a good amount of CAPE, and that's what's really causing these supercells to possibly fire off and be severe. So you can see CAPE. I apologize. CAPE will be mainly around 1,000, maybe even 2,000 joules. In some areas, mainly it's just going to be about 1,000 to 2,000. But you guys can probably notice something real quick. You can see this is about the hour when the storms start firing off. But whoa, I'll show you this later in my video. It's in my video. But you guys can probably notice not just one thing, but 2 things. First of all, yes, we have a lot of CAPE in this circle where our severe weather is. But guess what? It's going to be moving far to the northeast. And that's because we have this warm sector. And the crazy part is that it's allowing for somehow severe storms to fire off on its warm sector. Now, it's probably just going to be some thunderstorms, but they could actually have the potential for some small hail and gusty winds. Now, as we move off into the second day of severe weather, it's going to die down. The main values of CAPE will be highest in Louisiana, and probably going to be southern Mississippi too. But that day is probably going to be more of a damaging wind threat, extending from southeastern Texas all the way up through central Tennessee. So now let's take a look at our wind shear, because yes, we do have some wind shear, but this is what the wind shear that we have currently. So you can see right now, for the first round of severe weather, we're lacking wind shear. It would be weak to moderate wind shear. So this is what's going to cause those thunderstorms to rotate. So this does not look like a main tornado threat. It looks more of damaging winds and large hail. But this could definitely produce a couple tornadoes possible. It's more of the second day of severe weather that we have more of that tornado potential. As that moves into our best timing and best little time for severe weather and best area with the best thermodynamics. Yes, they'll have some pretty good wind shear. This is at the 850 millibar jet stream. You can see winds could reach upwards of 60 knots in the atmosphere, so that's going to cause some thunderstorms to rotate, and that's where we have a little more of a higher tornado potential. So now let's take a look at our day 5 probabilistic outlook. We have that already have that slight risk in effect for portions of extreme western Arkansas and Oklahoma, mainly central, southern, and southeastern Oklahoma and eastern Oklahoma, but also northern Texas. So you can see that if you are in the yellow risk, you should be aware of severe weather for Friday. So you guys could definitely see some severe weather on Friday in that yellow circle, in that yellow area. But anyways, that's going to continue and actually kind of expand for day 6 on Saturday everywhere. And listen, if you guys live in this yellow risk, I'll tell you guys the states after this that are going to be affected by this. So, if you guys live in that yellow risk, you should be aware of severe weather for Saturday, March 25th. That is going to be mainly a damaging wind threat. The states that are in this risk is eastern Arkansas, mainly almost all of Louisiana, extreme southeastern Texas, pretty much the entire state of Mississippi, much of central and western Tennessee, central and northern Alabama, and northwestern Georgia. And then for day 5, the severe weather includes southern, central, eastern, and southeastern Oklahoma, western Arkansas, northwestern Arkansas, and northern Texas. So those are the states that could be affected by this. So I wanted to show you our temperatures because we're going to be seeing a major pattern swing from this, and you guys can see we're going to have that powerful system come in, and watch this. After it goes out completely, watch what happens. That severe weather is going to cause some colder temperatures because of how powerful that system is, and the severe weather is going to start soaking up all that heat. And so after that storm goes by, there's going to be some colder weather. Now it's going to start warming up on the West Coast and in the U.S., but we're going to see this pattern swing mainly just throughout March, maybe even into April. But you can see it'll really start warming up in early April. So that is good news for all of you guys who like warm weather, and bad news for all of you guys who like snow. And I don't really think any of you guys like cold weather, but if you do, you can tell me in the comments. So now let's take a look at our CPC Outlook. So you can see this is a climate prediction center. You can see for Oregon, much below average. Same for California, Nevada, and Utah, and maybe even Idaho. Much above average for anywhere in the blue. If you're in the lighter blue, it's going to be a little below average. And then if you're in sort of the light blue to dark blue, you're going to be in pretty decently below average. And if you're in the darker side of the blue, you're in a lot below average or much below average. And then if you guys are in the orange or the red or the yellow, not really yellow, mainly orange and red, you guys are a lot warmer than usual. So you're going to be pretty warm. And then anywhere in the white, you're near average or average temperature. So now let's just show you all these systems that are going to be making its way across the U.S. So these are the systems that could be making its way across the U.S. And yes, we do have a little shot at some snow for the Northeast, but I will mention that. I'll start mentioning that if that keeps showing up on the models. But right now, it does not seem like a likely scenario or a even possible scenario. Yes, it is possible, but it's not really showing up as possible scenario. Now, yes, you guys will see some snow in the Northeast, but it does not look like you're going to see another one of those really, really big snowstorms like that nor'easter you just saw. Now, yes, this will change for the Northeast. I know you guys probably do want some snow if you like snow, but sadly, it's probably going to start. You're probably going to start getting less snow as we head out into April. So that's all for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for all my supporters out there, and I'll see you in my next video.